Investing wisely. Saving and investing play important roles in our financial plan. Without them, we may not be able to build up enough retirement savings or even pay for major items like the down payment for our homes. Investments can take us one step closer to our goals, but all investments come with risk. While some investments promise higher returns than others, there is also a higher risk that the investment does not work out. As there are many types of investment products out there, it is important for you to take the time to understand them and choose the ones that are suitable for you. Investing, the do's and don'ts. Investing is all about striking a balance between risk and return. You can't expect to make a profit if you're not prepared to take a loss. We will now look at the do's. Do identify your investment objectives and how long you want to invest for. Do consider your tolerance for risk. Ask yourself how much you can afford to lose. Do make sure you understand how the product is suitable for you before investing. Never put all your eggs in the same basket. Do diversify your portfolio and invest in a variety of products and industries. Do find out more about transaction costs. They can reduce your returns. Do monitor your investments and review your investment objectives regularly. Always do your homework and background checks. You can log on to the MAS website to check if the company you're dealing with is regulated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. Also look up the investor alert list on the MoneySense website for a list of unregulated persons who may be wrongly perceived as being licensed or authorized by MAS. Now we look at the don'ts. Don't act on a hot tip or follow the herd. Don't invest because you are attracted to the returns alone, without fully understanding potential risk, minimum investment periods, and penalty charges. Don't say yes when you do not understand the product you are being offered. It's okay to say no to persistent sales tactics. Don't sign blank or incomplete forms. Don't be attracted to verbal promises of high returns. Do insist on having everything being written in black and white before you commit. And don't be lazy about reviewing how your investments perform. Don't assume that everything is okay and that no further action is required. Here are some tips on investing wisely. Tip number 1. Be aware that some investments, such as stocks, are risky. They may suffer losses, especially over the short term, so do not risk savings that you cannot afford to lose. Do not borrow money to make risky investments. Tip number 2. Do sufficient research before investing in any product and know the risks before investing. Do not put all your money into one product. Diversify your portfolio to manage your risk. Tip number 3. While the head knows what is the right thing to do, the heart doesn't. Invest according to your risk appetite so that your heart can take the ride. Another thing to note, if you cannot save money first, you cannot invest. Save at least 15% of your monthly gross salary and have 6 months equivalent of expenses in cash. Tip number 4. Knowledge is power. Knowledge equips and empowers us to make smarter choices. Be diligent in learning before investing. Investment in the absence of understanding is gambling. Tip number 5. When sourcing for investment vehicles, pay attention to the fine print and look out for all the fees that you will be charged, for example, management fees. This will eat into your net return. Never fall for a deal that is too good to be true. If you don't understand what the product is all about and how your money will be invested, do not buy. Tip number 6. Do not invest in unfamiliar products just because the yield appeals to you. Do thorough research on the company's background and financial performance and weigh your risk appetite against the products that you are investing. Tip number 7. Rule of thumb for my investments. The size of my investments should be calculated based on how low my bank balance can afford to go, not how big my credit limits can be. Tip number 8. Take a long-term rather than a trading perspective. If you like a product or service and it seems everyone else does too, buy the stock. Tip number 9. A mistake that people often make is that they compare themselves with others who are making more money than they do and conclude that they should emulate others. This is the source of the herd behavior that so often gets them into trouble. We are all human and so we are subject to these influences, but we mustn't succumb. Tip number 10. While investing is good, executing a poorly thought out investment plan is disastrous. The most important first step overlooked by many is assessing your investment risk profile and risk tolerance. Perform an evaluation of how much risk you are willing to take and how much risk you can bear based on your financial situation. Your investment plan and portfolio should then be tailored according to your risk profile. If you are risk adverse, this will reduce the probability of you having sleepless nights as a result of huge fluctuations in your portfolio value overnight.